God need us for? Like, if he's needy?
It's a great, great question. And many people wonder, like, what on earth? Like, if you're God, if you're all powerful, if you're all knowing, if you're all eternal, everything, what do you need anyone for? So the truth is, even if we didn't know the answer, whereas I think we can touch on an answer, but even if we couldn't, the fact that he created us and there was nothing else other than him motivating him to create the world means it is his need. So sometimes people can get very insecure in their relationships. They're like, what does my husband need me for? What does my wife need me for? You know? They do need you. And the more you think about what it is that they need you for, the more you're in danger of making it seem like it's a means to an end. So in it for the love. So some people say, oh, we're getting married because we love each other. That's actually very toxic and very dangerous potentially. Because what happens if one day you don't feel like you love them so much? So actually it has to transcend even that. The relationship itself is solid, is necessary, regardless of all things. But I would like to touch at an answer as to why it might be that he needs us through thinking about the following thing. Think about it. Imagine you're God, okay? You've got everything. You're all powerful, all knowing, all eternal, everything. And it's just you, okay? And you've got it all. What's the problem with that? What's missing?
Other people.
Okay, why? What about other people?
Because you need other people to believe in you.
Why? You're God. You don't need anything.
No, they can be distraction. Because you can't just be by yourself.
Why? You're God.
What's the point of having all that power when you couldn't even use it?
But you're lonely.
What do you think?
He needs to love something, because if he's like all by himself, he has nothing to offer.
So the first words that God utters to human beings, if you read the book of Genesis, he creates man, he creates Adam before he creates Eve, and he declares, and it says, by the way, that man is created in God's image, which means man is a reflection of God, which, by the way, is a radical statement to say. It means we all have godliness within all of us. But what's the first thing he says before he creates Eve? Anyone know? You know?
Does he tell her not to eat from like the tree?
No, that's later. That's later. He says, it is not good for man to be alone. And we're told that what's really going on at a deeper level is God was talking about himself.
See, that's what I meant.
So God was saying, so you're asking why did he create us? You know why? He created us because it's not good to be alone. It might be perfectly comfortable to be alone. You might be all powerful, but where's the goodness in it? It's not good. There's nothing good about it. And people will tell you this. The more people who start to do well in life, the more wealthy they become, the more they start to get all their needs met, they start to have this gaping hole of thinking, this is it. This is what life is. It can't just be for me. It's got to be something more than just me. It's what people who are parents want to become parents feel. Life can't just be about my needs. It's got to be something greater than me. And so God too feels that thing. In fact, the reason why we feel that is because he feels that. He felt that sense of, yes, I have everything, and I'm not after something. I'm after someone. You hear the difference? It's not about something. And so when God doesn't have a relationship with one of his creations, what's he missing? Is he missing something? You're missing. You're missing. So exactly. So what would he need us for? Relationship.
Company.
It's really relationship.
Loving return.
It's in essence, and it's what drives. It's the greatest driver of human beings. It's our most noble drive. It's to make our lives more than just about ourselves. To get beyond ourselves, right? Which is really what I was touching on at the start. That the purpose of the project of Judaism to teach everyone to get beyond themselves and think, what am I needed for, rather than what is my need? And so we see the same thing is the case with God. It's a purpose, it's a meaningfulness, it's a desire to share, to make life more than just about him. And Judaism would say that basically you can divide this into the question of existence and living. So existence is how comfortable are you, how much are your needs met, but life is what is the impact of my existence on the world around me. So please God, in the future when all of you have a partner and they ask you, can you live without me? What answer do you give? No? Please, when you have a partner in the future and they say to you, could you live without me? What answer should you say?
No.
If you say no, some people might say, you can't live without me? Sounds a little bit like you need to go to a therapist. On the other hand, you can live without me? So what am I, nothing? Chopped liver? So the Jewish view is to say, I can exist without you, but what kind of a life would it be? Meaning, I can take care of my needs and I can bob along in life and but what's the point if it's not about sharing and not about rising above my own needs? And so that is basically the point. God exists perfectly fine without us, but he doesn't have a life without us. So yeah.
Hi, thank you so much for watching. To watch another one, click here. To stay up to date with all our content, click here to subscribe. And if you're able to, you can help support JTV to grow and grow by clicking join below this video, where you can become a member and get perks including early access to videos and private live discussions with me. But most of all, you'll be partnering with us on our mission to change the world.